soluti, et dissensua eterni, vida nostra soluti.
Hello, everyone. General Romulus here. Thank you for joining me. There is something pretty wild going on in the markets that I thought we needed to discuss, and we needed to do that now. The crypto crazies. That's right. They're out in force. A lot of history in the stock market going back, several decades. Talks about if an asset class, such as the S&P 500, falls 20% or more from its recent all-time highs, that places it squarely in a bear market. I believe a lot more flexibility must be held when it comes to cryptos. However, if we're using that concept, then Bitcoin and just about all of the other crypto assets are in a bear market. 126,000 all-time high back in early October, below 90,000 today. So we have obviously greater than a 20% pullback, coming close actually to a 30% pullback. Everything we talk about today is for educational purposes only. All right, again, I am General Romulus. Very glad to have you with us today. I wanted to cover briefly, again, about the crypto crazy world. So here's something we talked about, a possibility for the first time since early April, dating back here. This is the tariff lows. The 50-day average has now fallen below the 200-day moving average. A lot of traders will call that, again, this is a traditional type of discussion, a death cross. However, cryptos, well, they could trade on their own type of mythology and creating their own history here because they're still relatively new. Also, the 200-day moving average for the first time since early April is now tilting down, and that only started in the last 24 hours. The big question on everybody's mind, and there is a growing course right now within the media, professional financial world, money managers, traders, water cooler activists, and hobbyists, that Bitcoin is now doomed and the whole crypto world with it is over. Let's put it on a weekly chart here, and we'll get a different type of look into the crypto world. Hang on here. All right. This is it. It's what I want to really get into today. It is pulling back, obviously, but this yellow line in traditional technical analysis, boy, we're dusting off a lot of the old traditions today, aren't we? Hope you're enjoying that. With crypto, with Bitcoin, again, there's a saying in the traditional technical analysis world that a previous point of resistance then becomes a future possibility area of support. So it's coming up to this area, about 75,000, and it keeps getting resisted and turned away here, almost here, and then here again before breaking through it. And then again, that old resistance, what becomes new support? It supports it here, and here. It's still above it. So I believe there's a rising probability that Bitcoin will come down to near the 75,000 point. If it does, that could be an area to start getting a lot more aggressive on the buy side for another run to new all-time highs at some point in 2026. Again, I know the crypto crazies are always telling us that it's going to double and triple every couple of weeks. We see Tom Lee, the fund strat advisor, talking about Ethereum going to 15,000 by the end of 2025. So we have less than 6 weeks for that to happen. And he's talking about Bitcoin hitting 200,000 by the end of January. A couple problems with that is on the way up, it's going to run into decent resistance right up here in about the 110 to 125 area. And let's see how it does if and when it gets there. But the more logical stopping point along the way over the next several weeks could be down here. And that could be an area to start aggressively buying. Also an area to start buying again would be a clear clearance. How many more uses of clear can I clearly demonstrate today? But a clear clearance above about 120,000. So right now in this range, I'm not doing anything. Full disclosure, I do own BITO. Let me show you that one. This is a Bitcoin ETF. Why do I own this instead of the straight Bitcoin? Because of the dividend. This pays out a monster dividend every month. And I do like that cash flow, which is something potentially I'll be utilizing in retirement years down the road. In addition, I get to sell covered calls on this every single week, which is the only source of free money that I know of in the entire stock market. Okay, again, excited to be here with you. Appreciate your time. This is General Romulus, and I will see you, how about after the NVIDIA earnings? We'll get together on Thursday. That's all for now.